15/2024. We'll call the Mandan Public School District to order. Next item on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Dr. Bitts.
I do have one addition, letter D under new business. We have an open enrollment application seeking a deadline waiver.
All right. Any other changes? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
I move to approve the amended agenda.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second. We have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, Ms. Rebinich, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is public communication. Anybody in the audience like to address the board? Anybody wish to address the board? Seeing none, we'll move on then to the administrator's report. First item on here is retirement and recognition dinner. Dr. Ritteroth?
Yeah, just a reminder that that's on May 1st at 6 o'clock at the Baymont. We have 4 of you have RSVP'd, so just a reminder, April 24th is the deadline for that. We'd love to have everybody there to celebrate our years of service and our retirees.
All right. If you haven't let her know, please let her know. Next item is federal monitoring.
Yeah, just wanted to circle back on that. We got the official all clear on that. I brought back a few policy changes, I believe about a month ago, that we had to make and a few minor changes. So we are good. We're good for another 5 years. There are some housekeeping pieces that we got as feedback that we'll work on through the next year just to clean up some processes. But overall, we have really, really strong professionals in our district, and we got through that with flying colors.
All right. Thank you for getting that all taken care of. Any questions on that one? Glad to see that's done. Next item, System of Care, Children's Services Grant Award.
Yes, the Department of Human Services has quite a bit of money right now on working on unifying a system of care for individuals in our state, just working more collaboratively across our different groups. And they had a large grant that was put out that Dr. Just, Mrs. Schnell, and myself put together a proposal for, and we were awarded $45,000 for going into next year. It's to be spent between April and September, and that's a perfect, helps to enhance our partnership we currently have with Nexus Path and our case management there and continue to grow that. And then hopefully they'd like to award us another $90,000 next September if they're awarded the substance abuse and mental health services grant that they've applied for. So that's not for sure money for us. That's something we should hopefully know soon, but the $45,000 is for sure coming our way in that System of Cares grant.
All right, any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on. The next item, June 11, 2024 school board election. Dr. Bitts?
Correct. We have 4 seats up for election on June 11th. Mr. Wolf is running for the rural member at large. He's running unopposed. We have a 1-year term filling a position on the board, and we have 4 candidates running for that: Jake Schmidt, Tim Rector, Victoria Veda Hammond, and Julie Cronin-Scarrett are running for that position. And then we have 2 positions, 3-year terms: Amy Shabandor, Caroline Kazed, Maureen Warner, and Rick Horn are running for that position. Then also on the ballot will be whether we publish our minutes in the Mandan Daily News. And that takes place June 11th. The county is running, it's part of the regular primary election. And I believe absentee ballots are available in early May.
Okay. Any questions on that one? All right, moving on, we'll go to the consent agenda. And the consent agenda tonight, we got review and consider approval of previous board minutes from April 1st, 2024. Review and consider approval of the March 2024 bills. Review and consider approval of the March 2024 revenue report. And accept the student achievement minutes from March 25th, 2024. And accept the policy and personnel committee minutes from April 8th, 2024. What are the wishes of the board?
I'd make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
I'll second.
We got about 10 seconds. Ms. Rebinich, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. We have no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business. And new business, we got review and consider approval of first reading of following policies. I think we got about 10 policies. JU Student and Foster Care, JUA Foster Care Student Transportation Procedure, DH Bonded Employees, DI Accounting and Reporting, DID Audits, DJDE, DJDA Travel Authorization and Expense Reimbursements, DJE Purchasing Personal Gain, DJED Bids and Quotations, DK Student Activities, Funds Management, DO School Property Disposal, DFLA District Fund Investments, and GBAA Release of Contracts and Liquidated Damage. We'll turn this over to Dr. Rederath, and we'll go through them, and do we want to do them like we normally do? We'll go through them all in one final motion to accept them, unless we want to pull something off and do something different. How's that sound? All right, go ahead. You guys can start and go through them.
Yes, I'll touch base on about the first 6. So the first 2 on the foster care, those came out of that federal monitoring. We did not currently have a policy on those, so those are brand new policies for us. We use the school board's template for those. That's where those came from. Bonded employees, accounting, reporting, we had no change on it. Audits and travel authorization, we had some minor changes. The travel authorization just made it a little more specific that it's for job duty travel, and a little more broad that it's not just in-state travel, but also covered out-of-state travel as well. So just not real substantive changes, but some minor changes to those. Anybody have any questions on those first 6?
Any questions? All right, Dr. Bitts, you want to take the last 6?
I do. I have purchasing for personal gain, and that's policy DJE. Real simple. We got rid of or the like. It just didn't read as well. And it basically says that when we buy things, whoever's involved it can't be for personal gain. Next policy I had was DJED, which is bids and quotation. We changed the bid amount from 25 to 50,000, and that's because the state law changed. I think they just adjusted it for inflation. We did get rid of preference shall be given to North Dakota bidders and sellers. Not that we don't want to buy locally, but it gets real hard when somebody's got a lower bid. How do you give preference to the North Dakota bidder? So, and we didn't want somebody not to bid because they weren't from North Dakota. And then we just clarified that the business manager will publish notice, and it said within one publication. That was unnecessary, the committee believed. And at the end, we got rid of the superintendent or designee. We got rid of the word his. Okay, I'll keep going. Student activities fund management. We just clarified the legal reference at the bottom, and the business manager is responsible for all that. And the next one was school property disposal. We didn't make any changes. I will say, as long as I'm going to take this opportunity, the old Mandan High School, once we move in, we will be getting rid of some property, and I get questions on this several times a week. Everybody's going to have an equal chance to bid on that. We'll put them into lots, and whether they're lockers, whether it's pieces of the wood floor, whether it's mats with the Brave logo, whatever it is, everybody's going to have an equal chance to get that material. The business manager is responsible, and he'll come up with a system that gives everybody an equal opportunity, according to this policy. District funds investment, we changed shall to will be invested locally, unless rates of an out-of-city investments are more beneficial. Almost all of our money is done locally with institutions here in Mandan. We have some QSAP bonds with some U.S. Bank, but other than that, they're all done locally, and that's the way we want to do it. And then finally, release of contract and penalties for release of contract. A lot of the large schools are changing their policies from a dollar amount to a percentage. We generally like to waive the damages if we can, especially if somebody's moving with a spouse or there's another reason for breaking contract. We did do some adjustments, and basically we issue contracts. The soonest we can have them out to people is about the 15th of March. And if you break your contract between then and the end of March, we're proposing a $500 fine. After that, from April 1st through May 31st, it would be 1.5% of the contracted salary. From June 1st to July 15th, it would be 3% of the contracted salary. And after July 16th through the term of the contract, it would be 5% of the contracted salary. And you as a board always have the right to waive that penalty at your discretion. Bismarck's highest amount is 5%. I know Grand Forks did it, and they put 10% in. That seemed a little high. Again, I put them in, and the committee left them at that, but they certainly could be adjusted.
All right. Thanks. Any questions, comments, concerns?
I have one question, Dr. Bitts, on the July 16th through the term of the contract. Say somebody leaves in March and their contract is done in May. Is it 5% of what's left or 5% of the whole contract?
It would be the way it's written here, it would be 5% of the contracted salary. So it would be the whole amount. So we could make a change to that if you'd like to, or.
Well, I just was, because they may get to a point where they have to leave, and I guess we could always waive it at that
You
point.
could.
Okay. I'm fine with it. I just wanted to make sure it's not what was left.
Yeah, and Dr. Bitts, just to refresh everybody, even online, the way the process when we look at the waiving, you have several individuals you talk to. Can you kind of just
Correct.
that?
The last paragraph in that policy, what we do is it's myself, the chair of the Policy and Personnel Committee, which is one of you, and a representative from the teachers union, and the three of us talk about it, and we make a recommendation to the full board, and then as of the full board, you can either take our recommendation or do what you want to do.
And thank you. We can read it, but not everybody online's got access to it.
Generally, our past practice has been if you're moving with your spouse, we don't take the money.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, concerns? What are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we accept the first reading of the said policies.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second? We have a second. Any comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, Ms. Revenich, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is review and consider approval of Lakewood Elementary school-wide Title I plan.
Yes.
Dr. Rederath.
All of our schools, typically in Mandan, our Title I schools are school-wide schools. And what that means is that they're allowed to utilize Title I funding for staff and materials and interventions for school-wide, for all students to do interventions on. With being a brand new school this year, Lakewood had to start as a targeted school. That's the other designation that title schools can have. And what targeted means is you can only work with targeted students. Those students that have been identified in need of those interventions, those are the only students that those staff can work with. Those are the only students that can utilize materials bought with title funding. We feel that it's in the best interest of our students to move to school-wide, and there's a process to do that. And part of that process is Lakewood Elementary. We've attached their school-wide program, their summary in there, what they're doing and plan to do school-wide, and it requires your approval. And then I will submit that to the state with some paperwork to move them to school-wide. They've gone through the steps throughout the year. That's always been our intention, to eventually make them school-wide. Just with being a brand new school, the state requires them to start as targeted the first year.
Any questions? What are the wishes of the board on this one?
I would move to approve the Lakewood Elementary school-wide title plan.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second? And we have a second. Again, I'll ask any comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is review and consider approval of the following teaching contracts. Alex Fisketjon, Michelle Lind, Cameron Miller, and Hannah St. Peters. Alex is first grade at Lewis and Clark's, Michelle's library at Lewis and Clark and Mary Stark, Kara Mia is second grade at Roosevelt, and Hannah's instructional coach at the Mandan Middle School. Dr. Bitts.
Correct. And interview teams have recommended these people, and it would be our recommendation that you would approve these contracts and welcome them to Mandan.
All right. Any questions? I have one for you. How many open positions we got yet? Are we pretty good?
Dr. Rederath is going to look. I know we have a building and trades teacher at Mandan High School, which that's my big concern. I hope we can get that one filled. I hate to lose a CT program. And we've had EL opening for a long time, yep.
Those are the only two that you're aware of?
I think so. We're actually pretty full. All the contracts are back and signed, but
All right.
life happens. We'll see a speech pathologist, yes.
Okay. It's your advertising time, that's why I asked. All right, what are the wishes of the board on this one?
I'll move to approve the new hires and welcome them to the district, and for one of them, welcoming Mrs. Lind back. She was at Roosevelt when my kids were in elementary there.
All right, do I have a second? Second. And we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, questions? Seeing and hearing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is open enrollment, seeking a deadline waiver. You should have gotten this document actually laid on in front of you right before this in regard to it. Dr. Bitts?
Correct. As you recall, open enrollment is for the upcoming school year. The deadline to apply for open enrollment is February 28th, but if a family moves, they have 30 days from the date of their move, and that's what this is. And it would be our recommendation that you approve this application.
It's be for a kindergartner. All right. Any questions, comments, motions?
I'll move to approve the open enrollment application.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. Second. We have a second. Any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is future meeting dates, April 16th, tomorrow, health insurance, 5 o'clock. Is that at City Hall or the Brave Center? It's at the Brave Center. Okay, just make sure we get that right. It's Brave Center. April 29th, Facilities and Finance, 5 o'clock at the Brave Center. April 29th, the Heart River CTE, 5:30 on Zoom. May 1st, Retirement and Recognition. If you haven't got it in and you plan to attend, please let them know. 6 o'clock at the Baymont Inn. May 6th, Regular School Board, 5:30 City Hall. May 13th, Student Achievement, 5 o'clock at the Brave Center. May 20th, Regular School Board, 5:30 at the City Hall. May 25th, the Native American Honoring is at 10 o'clock at Century High. And May 26th is the graduation, 2 o'clock at Starion Sports Complex. Can't believe it's coming this quick already. Any other meetings that should come before the board?
I have a question about
Go
the
ahead.
May 25th. Do you need an RSVP for that?
I do not
Okay.
for the 25th, just
Okay.
for there's a meal on May 1st. That's why we just need a count.
All right, anything else? If not, meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everybody.